What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here bringing you some more Series 8 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. Once again, we are using that mixed Rayquaza team from yesterday. I know we said we were going to change it up, but I actually did really enjoy that last match, and I think I do want to play some more, especially because of the fact that Rayquaza wasn't really shown off too much. It ended up being a big focus on Ferrothorn and Coalossal, which I think is fine, especially when you're using a lower usage restricted, but I do actually really enjoy this team. I think this team is really cool and can do some interesting stuff. And we only have 5 restricteds left after this, so I don't mind focusing on Rayquaza for a little bit. So hopefully we can do some cool games to show it off. We do have some stuff like that. Gmax Coalossal. We have Hitmontop, which can trigger the weakness policy for Coalossal so it can do well in Trick Room. And we have Ferrothorn, which, as we saw yesterday, can get set up and create really difficult conditions for my opponents. So with that being said, let's just kind of hop into the first game. Alright, first battle of the day, and it is a Yveltal team. There is Yveltal, Urshifu, Umbreon, with Zapdos, Whimsicott, and Lucario. So this is a really big focus on dark types. And so I'm not really the biggest fan of... I think Coalossal is tempting as a result of the fact that we can still trigger with Hitmontop, and I think Hitmontop is actually relevant. But I like Rayquaza Hitmontop as a lead, I think. And then I could do Comfy Coalossal even and try and set up that Trick Room, which I think is actually not a bad option. Because, yeah, Dragapult is going to get wrecked. There's not really any way around it. And my opponent isn't super physical, so I think this is my best bet. I think hopefully we can, the ideal play is if they lead with Whimsicott and we can fake out into it to get an Airstream off. I don't actually, yeah, this is hard, because Airstream because if I Airstream with Rayquaza, that means I give up Coalossal maxing, which can be really tricky. But yeah, we are gonna see that Whimsicott, or not Urshifu, Yveltal lead. So I actually do think, Hitmontop, yeah, I do think it is better to get speed. I don't actually even need speed control. That's the thing. So I'm gonna just straight Meteor Beam fake out into Whimsicott. Yeah, this is arguably not necessarily the best. Wow, that actually did a sizable chunk. So we do get the Meteor Beam, which I think is nice because if we don't KO Yveltal, we don't take the speed drops that we would get from going for just a Dragon Ascent, which I think can pay off. So Meteor Beam, okay, Meteor Beam hits. Hopefully this does a good chunk. Wow. That almost KOs. And what's nice is because Rayquaza is mix, it isn't going to take too much from... not too much from that foul play. It does live that foul play. And I think now Dragon Ascent into Whimsicott and then Triple Axle into Yveltal. Because if they go for Tailwind... Yeah, they're going to go for Tailwind. And this means they can only pick one thing to knock out. And I'm guessing they're going to... Oh, they're going to Oblivion Wing. That's a little bit scary. Because yeah, Hitmontop doesn't actually end up taking that much, which is nice. But I did split up my targets, which is a little bit scary. And Dragon Ascent should... Oh, so they're also Koba Berry. This is tricky, because now... Let's see how much Triple Axle does. Whimsicott still goes down to Rayquaza, which is cool, because we're showing off the fact that it's mix, and if it was special, I would have to worry about Hurricane, but now I don't need to rely on that accuracy. So Hitmontop connects with Triple Axle. The first one does a lot, wow. So hopefully all 3 of these should... Yeah. Hitmontop able to finish off Yveltal with Triple Axle, which is really good. I do have both of my Pokemon in a pretty solid position. I think depending on what my opponent has in the back. Okay, so they're going to bring out Zapdos, which means that, yeah, Zapdos and Lucario. So that means that Coalossal is really big. I think, Dragon Ascent. I might just go for an Overheat into... They haven't maxed either, so let's go for this, and let's Mach Punch into Lucario. I don't expect it to have a Scarf. I mean, not a Scarf, a Sash, because they do have Urshifu, and I think that makes much more sense. What is nice, I mean, actually it is a little bit tricky, because they can actually stop my Trick Room. So this is an interesting spot. Comfy does get the Trick Room option available. So Mach Punch, sizable chunk into Lucario. I'm actually really happy with that. Airstream most likely into Hitmontop. Yep, Hitmontop is gonna go down. So this is gonna lead to most likely a Coalossal Comfy coming out, because it should be a double knockout given how low Rayquaza is. Life Orb on the Zapdos, good to know. They're gonna Meteor Mash. So that's actually also really good to know, because Meteor Mash means that they do have a Steel type move, but it also means they're relying on the inconsistent accuracy of it in order to hit. So I don't really see them having a good option to G-Max Coalossal. And I think just going for a Trick Room and G-Max Volcalith makes the most sense. Because they could... The fear, though, is that they double up into Coalossal. But even still, I feel like that shouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Because if they double up into Coalossal and I live, big if, I do get my weakness policy. So, yeah, I think this depends on how much damage I take from that Lucario. Because I'm not actually super scared about the Zapdos into Coalossal. And, I mean, Lucario, Airstream into Comfy. Wow. I did not expect it to just be a one-shot. Yikes. Life Orb Zapdos really putting in work. So Meteor Mash into Coalossal, which makes me think it's banded. I think that would make the most sense. Zapdos is going to take a bunch from that Volcalith. So they have one turn of max left, and the rocks are going to take out Zapdos after that. So I think protecting this next turn is what makes the most sense. So I can max guard here, and then that'll finish off Zapdos with the rocks, and then and then it is what I'm guessing Choice Band Lucario. Given the fact that they still went for Meteor Mash, suggests to me that they are banded. Yep, cool. So we don't take the Max Lightning. They're not banded, so they're gonna go for close combat here. Please finish off with Volcalith. Zapdos goes down. Lucario is going to take a ton, and now is the question of, is Coalossal going to live a hit from Lucario? So it's not banded. Their Tailwind peters out, but it doesn't matter. So now I'm at 307, and any hit I put onto this Lucario is going to knock it out. But the question is, will close combat take me out? Lucario is really aggressive, and I didn't EV train this Coalossal with Lucario in mind. So, okay, they're just gonna run. I think it was scary, and I think there was a chance. I think a crit onto Coalossal might have been able to knock it out. But then even then, it was, I think, dicey enough that it makes sense. So, glad that Rayquaza was able to do something this first game. I'm still terrified of Zapdos, and I think the fact that it was able to one-shot Comfy, I think, was huge. But still good start to the team, so let's keep cruising and hop right into the next game. All right, battle number 2, and it is a Sun team with Solgaleo. So it is Spectrier, Solgaleo with Charizard, Whimsicott, Venusaur, and Torkoal. I mean, Dragapult Coalossal is tempting because it just gets a ton of damage up. Rayquaza is huge because it stops Sun, and I think that can play a really big role into what my opponent does. The issue then is what do I go with last? I do like Dragapult Coalossal actually. Rayquaza I think is big because it does stop a lot of Sun, and then the question is what is last? Ferrothorn is tempting because it does do a really good job into Solgaleo. My fear though is if they are able to just kind of what am I trying to say? It is good into Solgaleo, but they do have Charizard, so that makes it a little scary. Hitmontop, I think Fake Out's irrelevant. Comfey might be nice. I'm going to go with Comfey for longevity. It honestly might end up being fodder. Because I think it makes sense, because if I surf with Dragapult turn 1, I'm in the awkward position that I am committing... What am I saying? I am committing to surf because it's Choice Scarfed. So having the ability to pivot out to something that basically can die with little impact is important. So they're going to lead with Comfey Spectrier. Oh, they're probably eject button. So let's go for a surf. Surf with Protect. I feel like they have to be eject button, Whimsicott. Coalossal, let's see. Yeah, I mean, in my mind... Oh, they're not. Ugh, that's less than ideal. Shadow Ball into Dragapult. This is actually... Oh, that's really scary. I don't think it would have mattered anyway in the end. You most likely have... I think Rayquaza is my best bet now. Because they probably... Okay, so they have Solgaleo. The last thing they have... I'm trying to think. Nothing they have really does well into Torkoal. So they have Solgaleo, and then... It's probably Charizard or Torkoal. So I think even still... Go for a Dragon Ascent into Whimsicott and Volcalith their Spectrier. So even if... Yeah, I mean, the big fear, obviously, is if they're actually eject button and they just were banking on the fact that I would one-shot, which is, I mean, a very big possibility. Yeah, they could still be eject button, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, their Spectrier most likely has the Focus Sash. So if they go for it this turn, that's actually really bad. They are going to Shadow Ball. Okay, so they're not going for that. So they're going to hit into Rayquaza. Rayquaza lives, which is great. Moonblast, they're going to double into Rayquaza, which less than ideal. We just talked about how Rayquaza doesn't do much, and now all it did is get knocked out. And once again, it's just like Coalossal and Ferrothorn. We're going to get a big hit onto Spectrier. Spectrier is going to... at this point, yeah, now we're going to be able to start doing some damage, get the rocks going, and now I can bring out... Oh, I brought Comfey. I thought I brought Ferrothorn. This isn't the worst situation. I think Draining Kiss into Spectrier and Max Flare the Whimsicott. Yeah, I mean, this is actually really bad because I have no reliable damage output. Yeah, I need to get a double knockout this turn. That's actually what would be ideal. because then it's two. I mean, yeah, it's 2 turns of Volcolith, and I still have a max turn to work with into their Solgaleo. I'm guessing they have Charizard in the back, which I'm basically giving it a free sort of hit. So, Comfey, please take out the Spectrier. Spectrier goes down, which is nice. We are setting up the Sun, which can bite us in the butt. So they're going to go for Sunny Day, which tells me they probably have Venusaur in the back. But I mean, that boosts up my unnecessarily boosted Max Flare. This is hard because Coalossal doesn't have a boost. It does mean they're forced to bring out their Solgaleo. So I think, what, if it's Solgaleo Charizard... Yep, there's Charizard. And they're going to bring out... Yep, there's Solgaleo. Charizard. I think... Floral Healing... Or not Floral... Oh, nope, not Floral Healing. I'm going to... Draining Kiss. No, I'm going to protect Comfey, and then I'm going to Volcolith into... I mean, it's so obvious to Volcolith into Charizard, but I think I have to. Yeah, and then I just have... Because I think... Yeah, if they max Guard... That's what makes the most sense. They max Charizard and they max Guard. But they're not. Wow. Okay, so they're going to just attack with Charizard. They're going to double protect. Which makes a lot of sense to burn through... Look at all the protects. To burn through my max, which is a really smart play. But let's see how much this Volcolith does. It's still... Wow. It still does a sizable chunk. And with solar power, Charizard should go down to the Volcolith, right? Right. Yep. Charizard goes down. Wow. Coalossal, even without the policy, still really putting in work. And so now it's just Solgaleo versus a... I mean, I can't say just, because Solgaleo... I think Trick Room. I think trying to set up... Actually, yeah. And then Earth Power. Heat Wave is boosted by the Sun. I am afraid of Weakness Policy, which it most likely... I mean, it most likely is. There's still 1 turn of Volcolith, so we do get a little bit of residual, but I expect... Oh, wait, no, what am I talking about? They're just going to Max Quake. They're going to Max Quake into Coalossal. So I should have actually just gone for the Trick Room last turn instead of going for a Protect. Yep, Max Quake. It's going to hit into Coalossal. Yeah, so I should have protected. I should have protected with Coalossal to trigger the Weakness Policy and then set up Trick Room. That was a really easy read that I completely screwed up. Which, yeah, is going to cost me the game. Because now I'm going to take a Steel Spike from Solgaleo. I don't know, maybe I can get a super mega critical hit. Yeah. But that was a really bad read on my part, where the Quake is obvious, Solgaleo always carries it. So protecting into it and getting the Trick Room up, then I would have had a triggered Weakness Policy with single target Heat Wave in the Sun with Stab and super effective. So that probably would have been my best bet. But I don't even know why I didn't think about that. I thought they were going to target Comfey, and that was just a really silly slip, because I could have just easily been able to hold my own. But that's fine. Every battle is important, and it's good to remember that you don't always have to keep pushing. It's fine to take a second to take a step back. So let's keep playing and see how we can do with the rest of the match. But yeah, and so with that, I will see all of you in Game 3. All right, Game 3, and this is a Kyogre team. So this is Metagross with Urshifu, Kyogre, Zapdos, Tornadus, and Rillaboom. So I expect the Metagross to have weakness policy. That's what I think. I think it's going to be Metagross with weakness policy and Brutal Swing Tornadus as their lead. So that, I mean, Ferrothorn is great here, where Ferrothorn gets set up, like they don't have good answers into it other than Urshifu. So I feel like Dragapult Coalossal is safe. Dragapult, they have Rillaboom. I'm tempted to Hitmontop Coalossal actually to trigger policy. This is hard. Let's do Dragapult Coalossal with Rayquaza and Ferrothorn in the back, right? Hitmontop. I want to lead Hitmontop really badly because I think it is a really good option. Because what I'm most afraid of is if they lead Metagross with the Tornadus, because then they can freely Brutal Swing to trigger the weakness policy, and I can't really... Yep, there's Tornadus Metagross. So yeah, this would have been a really great time to have Hitmontop. I could... Yeah, this is hard, because Dragapult... I'm going to actually Will-O-Wisp into Metagross, and then swap into Ferrothorn. Yeah, this is... Yeah, I think if I can burn the Metagross, that'll be really big. So we are going to get Ferrothorn out, because that'll put Metagross back to neutral. And I think that really will limit what its damage output can be. And then I can actually just really freely start setting up with Ferrothorn. So I do need to get this off. So, so they're getting Tailwind first, but I am Choice Scarfed. So Dragapult connects with Will-O-Wisp, which is nice. And now they're most likely going to target into that Coalossal slot. I'm expecting, Max Quake into Coalossal. Ferrothorn takes literally no damage, which is really, that's really good. The fear though is taunt on Tornadus. So I'm gonna, this is where it's really awkward because I do have to switch. I'm gonna bring out Rayquaza, and I'm gonna protect to scout the ever-present taunt on Tornadus. It is, so what, they have they have Tailwind, they have Brutal Swing. And now is the question of, do they have taunt or do they cut it for protect? So Rayquaza comes out pretty safely. Not comes out pretty safely. They can very easily hit me with an ice move. Ferrothorn going for the protect. I expect a Brutal Swing. Yep, there's the Brutal Swing. And that's going to trigger the Metagross. They could just go for a Ice Max Hailstorm. Okay, so they're going to Steel Spike. They're going to Steel Spike into Rayquaza. Rayquaza lives, not that it really matters. It actually does matter a little bit. Because now I kind of force them to pick what they think is more important. Well, actually, no, because they can taunt into... Yeah, I should have actually gone for Iron Defense this turn. Let's still try and Meteor Beam into Tornadus and Iron Defense with Ferrothorn. Because now this is Metagross's last turn of Max. And it really... we just kind of are using Rayquaza as fodder, which is unfortunate. Brutal Swing again. And they're also chipping away at their Metagross. Getting some Iron Barbs recoil onto Tornadus, which is relevant. But Yep, Max Quake comes out. This is +2 Max Quake into Ferrothorn, 164 down to 105. And this tells me that they don't have I don't think they have taunt. So I can get an Iron Defense up. I think if we just Leech Seed the Metagross, Dragapult makes me really feel more at ease, because I think it can really do some serious damage if needed. I don't think it's necessary right now. I'm gonna actually just bring out Coalossal, and I think I can comfortably max it and knock out their Tornadus. Yeah, because their max just ended. Even though they're +2, like, they're still burned. So I'm going to Volcalith into Tornadus, and let's Leech Seed the Metagross. The fear obviously is still, they wanted to taunt just to knock out the Rayquaza, but even still, like, they are under Tailwind, so that is a little suspect to me. Because I think, like, yeah, the priority should be Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn is going to really put a dent onto this team. I do have to take a Stomping Tantrum. Okay, so Hurricane, yeah. So they don't have... Oh, wow. That did a lot. Coalossal lives, which is great, because now... critical, unfortunate, but you're going to trigger the policy, which means that I can get rid of this Tornadus and hopefully connect with... Hopefully I can connect with the... what is it called? The Leech Seed onto Metagross. And if I think I do, like, Metagross is just going to lose so much HP every turn between the burn, the Leech Seed, and the Volcalith. Like, this this Metagross is not about to have a lot of HP left this turn, because big chunk right there. I'm going to then be able to just absorb its HP with Leech Seed. So we went from 37, and Ferrothorn's going to go back up to a sizable chunk. They're probably going to bring out Kyogre this turn. Yep, Metagross is going to take a significant chunk. Their Tailwind does peter out, which not super relevant, but important. Kyogre is very expected. I think Double Protect makes the most sense. What can they have? I think double max guard is huge. I think this is a little bit awkward because I don't have... Oh, there goes my source of HP. So they're gonna bring out Urshifu, and I think this is actually a really tricky spot, because Ferrothorn is Urshifu's gonna be able to hit through Protect. So I do need to... Oh, so they're gonna use Origin Pulse straight away, which I think makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably... This is tricky, because they can probably just go for a double knockout with getting a Wicked Blow critical hit and then Origin Pulse. So I do need an Origin Pulse to hit. I think double up into Urshifu. They are going to Wicked Blow. Yeah, Wicked Blow into Ferrothorn. Hopefully doesn't... Yeah, Ferrothorn is able to take that. They're going to take some recoil with Iron Barbs, but now it's an Origin Pulse accuracy question. Origin Pulse, yeah. Origin Pulse unfortunately double connects. And now they can kind of freely just pick up knockouts with... I think they might be locked into Origin Pulse. So I actually don't know how Dragapult works with... Like, if I go for Phantom Force, are they going to be able to Sucker Punch me? If they're not, I mean, it's not 100% game over. Because a Kyogre at this point would need... I think it's locked into something. I think it is Scarf or No, it's not Scarf, but it might be Specs. Sucker Punch. Okay, so Sucker Punch does trigger if you're going for Phantom Force, which is, I mean, it's good to know for my future games, but unfortunate here. So, I'm trying to think if there was a better way I could have played this. I think I might have brought in Ferrothorn too early. Maybe I should have just gone for Coalossal. I think I should have just gone for Coalossal turn 1 because I would have still outsped their Metagross under Tailwind, because if I can just get outsped by Landorus, I would have outsped, and then I think I could have just knocked out their Tornadus turn 1, and then I would have been able to pivot out into my Ferrothorn and then really save Rayquaza for when it mattered, and I think that ended up really costing me. But yeah, that's frustrating. Let's try hopefully one more, and depending on how that one goes, maybe two more, and we can hopefully really get Rayquaza to shine in this next one. Real quick before we do that, let's see my opponent's team. So yeah, they were weakness policy on Metagross. There was 100%, 91 speed. I easily would have still outsped. Standard Urshifu, Kyogre with a Mystic Water, and they just chose to go for Origin Pulse. Interesting. Okay, so that was just something I wanted to see real quick, and I know this might kind of interrupt the video, but hopefully not too much. Oh wow, they did have Taunt, and they chose not to go for it. Interesting. So all good things to know, but yeah, let's just kind of hop into the next one and go from there. All right, battle number 4, and we are seeing a little bit of a mirror match with that Coalossal Dragapult. It is also Indeedee Calyrex Shadow with Incineroar and Whimsicott, and this is a really scary team into mine. Yeah, I don't even know what to bring. I think Comfey, Hitmontop? I think I have to do Comfey Hitmontop to try and get Trick Room with Rayquaza and Coalossal, I guess, right? Because Dragapult's tempting because it is going to outspeed Calyrex, but then there's the fear of Ally Switch. Let's do Dragapult Coalossal. I think it has merit with Rayquaza, and then what has... Oh, I don't have much time. I'm going to go with Ferrothorn. I think if I can get a Leech Seed off, I am in a really good position. But yeah, this is a really tough matchup where my opponent can just do a lot of different things and I don't have the best option. And I think what's also really frustrating is the fact that this Dragapult has Dragon Darts. Okay, so we are both leading our Dragapult Coalossal leads. Mine is shiny, so it's definitely better. I'm going to Vocalith their Coalossal, and I'm going to just go for a Dragon Darts into their Dragapult. Mine should be faster because it's Scarf. And so what I'm hoping that they are going to trigger my policy, but they could... What am I afraid of? I mean, they could have baited me by leading this and just not trigger. They could do the same thing. They're gonna max. They are slower. I don't think their Dragapult's going to go for Surf. Like, I mean, you could. We're kind of playing this game of chicken, I think, of who is going to trigger the policies. But I Let's see. They're going to max guard. So that tells me they're not going to trigger policy. Dragon Darts into their Dragapult is going to do over half, which is good to know. Oh, and it's just going to take it out, which a little bit awkward because now I'm locked into Dragon Darts. Yeah, I'm locked into Dragon Darts, so I can't go for a Volcalith. But I did max first, so this makes me think that they're not max speed. Which, I mean, I think I can really use that to my advantage, because now they're basically forced to try and knock out my Coalossal with Calyrex. And I'm not actually super worried about Calyrex because of Dragapult. So I'm still going to try and do this and bring out Ferrothorn. I think this is what makes the most sense. Because, yeah, Dragapult has the fact that it can just Phantom Force into their Calyrex, but that is going to be a timing question. Astral Barrage is going to... Okay, so they're Life Orb, which is also really good to know. I hit first with my Volcalith. Oh, I'm going to trigger their policy, though. So if I don't take it out... Oh, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Yeah, I should have actually not done that. Because they're gonna knock me out with Volcalith. And now is a really tricky spot. Because they're also not going to take Volcalith recoil. I do have Rayquaza. Rayquaza doesn't have... This is hard because Rayquaza doesn't have Protect. And they're free to kind of just Volcalith into me. Yeah, and Ferrothorn is taking Volcalith damage from them. This is one of the things that's frustrating. I don't know how much damage they have, or how much HP they have left. So I think they're gonna protect with Dragapult. I mean, not Dragapult, with their Coalossal, expecting me to go for Surf. So I'm going to actually Phantom Force into Calyrex and protect Ferrothorn. Because I think the Surf is really obvious. Yeah, because this thing is scary. This thing has a weakness policy up. It has a weakness policy, but it's still as slow as dirt, which is relevant. Ferrothorn is going to protect, so they are not protecting with their Coalossal, which is a little bit unfortunate. I don't know if they're Calyrex. They're going to Astral Barrage. They're going to get nothing. And let's see where they are going. Oh, they're going to Max Flare. Good call. Good read. Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn is going to go down. I don't think... So now is the question of... What I could do is I have Rayquaza, so yeah, we're taking some Volcalith recoil. They have to protect Calyrex if they have it, and Rayquaza can Meteor Beam into their Coalossal because they don't have a speed boost. So Rayquaza is going to go first, which is nice. What is tricky though is that Dragapult is locked into Phantom Force, and my opponent knows that. So I think, but even still, it should still be a very safe Meteor Beam into Coalossal with Dragapult. I mean, not with Dragapult, with Rayquaza. So the only thing is, like, I need to hit this Meteor Beam, and I need to hope their Calyrex doesn't have Protect. But yeah, this is creating a scenario where their Calyrex can only attack every other turn if it does have Protect. And so this will give me potentially a free knockout. Oh, so you're going to switch out, which is also very smart. And their last is going to be Incineroar, which it's a little bit tricky. That's actually very tricky because Incin... that's really bad, actually. This is a really, really bad news bears kind of situation because I picked overheat over earth power on Rayquaza, and as a result I can't actually deal with their Coalossal at this point. So I actually probably am going to get swept by it. Yeah, that was a smart read. Every time I switch between overheat and yeah, I can't. Choice Scarf, Phantom Force into Coal, and you're probably going to fake out. You're probably going to... Oh, well, their Coalossal also has Meteor Beam. Or it should. I'm going to Swords Dance. I think Swords Dance... Their Coalossal has Protect. So you're going to fake out into Rayquaza. I'm going to Phantom Force, and then they should Heat Wave into... Yep, they're going to Heat Wave. Dragapult avoided the attack. It's going to do 129 down to 63. They're trying to get a burn. I'm still getting hit by Volcalith. Yeah, that Volcalith is just going to take me out at this point. So what? They can... Yeah, honestly, I think they can win this with Incin unless I crit. I would need to crit Dragon. I would need to knock out Incineroar because their Coalossal... If their Coalossal protect... I mean, they should protect to stop the Dragapult, and then I can knock out their... Yeah, they're going to protect, which is expected. Dragapult's going to Phantom Force into it. Oh, Phantom Force hits through Protect. That's annoying. That's so frustrating. Dragon Ascent into their Incin, and it's going to do literally nothing. Yeah, God, I wish I had Earth Power right now. Darkest Lariat, that's going to take out my... Yep, Dragapult. Dragapult goes down. And then I can... There's no way there's still a turn of Volcalith left. Yeah, there's no way, because they have Calyrex in the back. This is tricky. I mean, yeah, there's no way. Astro Barrage is 100% accurate, and I have like 10 HP. Darn. I think I should have... I have Earth Power on my Coalossal, strictly to deal with other Coalossals. So I should have gone for that first, to knock out theirs, and then the following turn gone for a Volcalith. And I think by trying to, I don't know, like to guarantee I set up my Volcalith, I put myself in a real bad position. So they have, yep, Draco Meteor. Oh, they have Draco Meteor. Interesting. Surf, Thunderwave. Thunderwave, I think, is cool tech on Dragapult. They have, yep, standard Calyrex, Leaf Storm, Protect, which is good to know because they could have fought me over my... Or well, Phantom Force doesn't care. What is their... Wow, okay, so they are also max special attack, max speed, which means that I won the speed type both times. But they don't... Yeah, they have Solar Beam, so I should have just gone for Max Quake. Especially given the fact that I won the speed tie. Max Quake would have been the much better option, and I think it would have guaranteed me a significantly better position in the rest of the game. And then, yep, Incineroar, Whimsicott, max HP, max speed, that's fine, and yeah, standard. Cool, so not as great today as yesterday, but that happens. I did have a lot of fun showing off this team. Hopefully we can continue to work through the rest of the restricteds and do some interesting matches. And I hope all of you are great, and I'll see you next time.